Good afternoon. It is Thursday, November 4th, 2021. And today, mostly, we had a range day. In the morning, we had a couple good entries here. And hopefully you saw that and walked away after that, because there was just nothing in here after that. And we hit this measured move of the range, but we went a little higher. You know what? I bet you if we move this down, yeah, that's probably where the prices were headed toward. So that could be the overnight range, and that makes sense here because we got to touch on this midline. And prices went up there, formed a range, came down here, couldn't enter any of this, but I did find this just now, this trend channel. So if you found that, that would help you on this higher low. So good trades in the morning, and then after that you would have had to been aggressive. So let's take a look at these. Before I forget, not going to be able to make a video tomorrow. I gotta travel. So after this, I'll be back next week. But you can see prices are bouncing around on this midline, and we get some congestion at the open. But prices couldn't go lower here. And so when we get this first failed second entry short, I really like that setup just to ride it to the highs. But if you avoided this one tick lower, I think this was one tick lower. Let's see, 61. Yeah, that's one tick. If you avoided that, you could have gotten almost a 10-point move. Unfortunately, I put my stop right there, and I got stopped out, which was pretty frustrating, but it happens. So yeah, I like that entry just to ride it to the highs, but it ended up giving us more. And then you get a second entry long. I think you can enter that after this big leg up. We got a break, and we're expecting a move to a new high. Then come down here, and this is why did I mark this? I'm not sure I marked this. Okay, this is a second entry long. I think you would probably have to go long above this signal bar, because you can't take this as a new low. This is the low. So first entry, second entry. That's technically a third entry, but I think that's probably why I marked this one as blue, is because really this looks like two legs back after the new low. And I took this failure up here, so this is a new low, and you get a first failed second entry. And I took that failure once we got that good signal bar, but that's just congestion. And I think I should have been actively drawing these measured legs or measured moves, so that would have told me why we had the congestion. And you know, we broke this leg up, and we already made a new high. So when you make that, that's like a double top, triple top, quad. After the triple top, I don't think you should go long into that, unless it's off a trend line, which this clearly isn't. And then the floor just falls out, and unfortunately you can't enter here according to the rules anyway. I think it's like a third entry, and this is all too far from the EMA, and then we get an overshoot of this channel, forms some congestion, comes back, forms some congestion at the highs, and we get a break of that channel, and probably would have had that congestion like that. And this kind of looked unrelated for some reason, because I would have had it drawn like that probably. And then we make this sharp move up, but you can't enter any of that. First entry, failed second entry long, but we got a doji here, doji. I don't think you can enter that. But then we get this second entry, and that's aggressive, but it looks like it's off the trend channel. And then if you don't enter there, you might enter on this lower high, because that confirms the trend channel. but prices have been congested, so it's just risky. Then you get a first, second entry short. This is probably the one I like the most, just to ride it down to the lows of that range. But then prices started responding to the EMA, so it's a little risky. But there's room to the EMA, it looks like, to scalp out. So 65, just 4 ticks, so you got to be really careful. And then you get a new low, first, second entry, but at that point it looks like we're trending higher. So this is tough stuff to trade, and you probably, if you got a good trade in the morning, you probably just want to be walking away. This is all very, very congestive. All these dojis, you can't be entering that. But like I said at the beginning of the video, if you found this channel up, look at that midline. That midline is confirming this channel. You see it bounce right here. I think that's enough reason to go long right here on this higher low, because you would probably have like a range drawn with the highs maybe like right there, and these are the lows, so there's plenty of room up to those highs. Maybe you would just expect it to go to these highs, and look, that's what happened. But there's plenty of room to scalp out, so I think that's a good entry. But anyway, that's what I saw. Let's take a look at these trades I took. So I did take this failure. I do like that. First failed, second entry. Yeah, unfortunately I got stopped out right there, or else if I rode this all the way up, I would have walked away for the day, which would have been good for me. Then I entered here. You get a new low, first, failed, second. Okay, so what I looked at this as is, this looks like a first entry, second entry, but that signal bar is poor. So when we got this signal bar and it started trading down, I entered on a limit order. That's a terrible entry. I was just too excited, and I think I had just opened the chart, so just way too risky. And then I took this failure, which again, you're going into a triple top, and I don't think you should do that. And so I got lucky on both those trades, and for some reason I didn't walk away, which I should have. And I took a long here. So clearly this is congestion and it's an overshoot. This is congestion and it's leading to a break, so we're expecting a new low. But I looked at this as a first failed second entry short when I got this signal bar, and that gives you like 2 ticks, and then boom, and then it goes exactly where you expected it to go. So that's why you should stay out of congestion. Yeah, and those are the trades I took today. Hope everyone had a great day. Again, no video tomorrow. I'll be back next week. God bless you. Have a good weekend.